Runtime. Okay, done. So now let's understand what exactly shell scripting syllabus. Yeah. First of all, do you know what is the meaning of shell? Whenever we say, like we have already understood what is Linux, and we have also worked with the terminal shell. Now, can you tell me what is the meaning of shell?
Is like interface to communicate the hardware and OS.
Okay. Next, any other answers?
Shell is kind of a package. Mm,
Okay. Now let's understand what is shell and what is shell scripting. So, what is the shell first of all? Before understanding shell scripting, we know shell scripting means writing a script. But what is a shell? A shell is a command line interpreter. Okay, CLI, it acts as a interface between what? The user and OS. Okay, that is operating system kernel. Basically, what is the meaning of shell? So it's a command line interpreter because it acts as an interface between the user and OS kernel. Let's take up an image. Uh, yeah, can I understand this? So this outside layer is a utilities means we being end users wanna say ls. Oh, what happened? Yeah, we're gonna type ls, wget, cat, and everything. Correct. Then what exactly it happens? It go with the shell environment. That means then we have this kernel. So this shell acts as an interface between the user and the operating system kernel. Okay. So what does it happens is it will take the command from the user and it will interpret them. Interpret means what? Because it has to understand. Interpretation means something we are making it to understand. So it gonna interpret and then it will execute the command or execute them by communicating with the operating system. So it will communicate with the OS and it will execute the command. So when user give ls, shell will understand, it will go to OS, then we'll get the output. Okay, this is about shell. Then what is the shell scripting? Shell scripting. That means it's a process of writing a series of shell commands in a file, or we will also say it as a script. So it can be executed together. You understand?
okay.
It will have an extension of .sh and we are already aware of it. And what is the shell script? So usually shell script is a text file. Is a text file. It will have an extension .sh. So what is the mean now? What is shell scripting? It's a process of writing. That means it contains series of shell commands in a file so that they can be executed together. Okay, this is about shell scripting. Now let's move on to types of shell. We have sh, bash, born again shell, CSH, C shell, TCSH, 10x shell, KSH, corn shell. So what is this exactly bond shell? SH means it is about a bond shell. BOURNE, and even in the last class we have understood this. So what is this bond shell? It's originally unique shell. It contains the basic scripting features. I have already written in my notes also. Introduction me. See, have written here everything. So I'm not defining again in the notepad. So I'll just write it here. It contains the basic features. Okay, this is one of the. It is the original one. That means the very first one, bond shell. sh, and usually every time we usually use bin slash means slash sh or slash bin slash bash, correct? Yeah. Then
Yeah.
what is the meaning of this bash then? Born again shell. Let me copy. Yeah. This means born again shell, which is another bash. So what it means, it is actually used in Linux. Okay, this is for Unix, originally developed or originally for Unix shell, and this is bash, it's for Linux, most commonly used in Linux, and it's an improved version of sh. Okay, whenever you see next versions, then obviously it is an improved version. What is the meaning of improved version? Obviously we'll get history, that means we'll get command history, correct? Whenever I type history, I'm getting history of the command, and also auto completion. That means when you type ls hyphen what is it, whenever I say install, when I say install and just hit tab, it will be auto completed, correct? So auto completion feature is also being enabled. Then we also have the advanced scripting features. Okay, that's why now we have bash. Next we have something called as C shell, which is again related to C programming language, and it is good for interactive use. That means already we are aware of it, we have already done this, correct? C programming may. So where and all this C shell will be used is, it is syntax or similar to C programming language. That is why the name is of CSH. Okay. Next we have 10x C shell. By the name itself, you will be able to understand. What is that? Can you tell me? Obviously, it will be a enhanced version of C shell, correct? Because whenever you see sh and here it is born again shell, definitely you'll understand it is a basic features, and obviously it is an advanced version. So as the name itself is saying, CSH means it contains the syntaxes similar to C programming languages. And why do we have this TCSH? We'll be able to understand. 10x C shell means obviously it is an improved version of C shell, and it allows us for better editing and history features as well. Because whenever we are getting with any new versions or any new upgrades, then obviously we'll have some features enabled. So that is what it is. Last but least, we'll have Corn shell. Corn shell is nothing but it combines all the features of shell, C shell, and bash. Okay, and mostly it is used in Unix system, KSH. This is about types of shell. We also have Z shell, one more shell, which is the Z shell, which is nothing but it contains plugins and theme also. It is used. What is the meaning of power users? That means when it's like a more advanced way. Okay, end users means just like we want to. I want to access this notepad. I don't have access. That is where we give end user access. But when I say power user means he'll be able to do some administrator related task. Power user means like checking the reports, analytical reports, or downloading them, because that is what I'll be usually taking care of it. So that's the reason I'm saying you. So whenever we give power user access for somebody, that means the user will be able to log in and analyze the analytical related outputs or everything. So it provides the plugins, themes, and interactive features as well. That means in the so you need out in this until here. And what is the command to check the shell? In the last class itself, we have done this to check which shell we are into. May I know the command, please? We have done it a number of times.
etc shell.
It's okay, but try to remember. How do I know which is my shell? Like in which shell I'm into? Madhu.
Echo dollar shell.
Yeah. So what is the command? Echo
Dollar shell.
$shell. Okay, this is how you're gonna check. Next, why do we need to use the shell scripting? Why to use shell scripting? Why exactly we need?
Automate.
Okay. Next.
To do the task, automate.
So while you automate, what exactly it happens? Saves the time.
Time savings.
Then,
Optimizations.
okay, obviously yes. So we can also perform system
Manual.
administration.
Manual internal time savings.
Sorry.
Easy to.
Can also schedule automatic tasks. Portability in Unix and Linux systems, between Unix and Linux system. You can also give a lot of reasons, correct? Anything else you gonna add? You don't need to have any something like you have to understand in depth or something. That's not like that. So it's very easy and you will be able to understand. And automation, that means run repetitive tasks automatically. Means we have even scheduled our cron jobs and all, right. So you can schedule your task automatically and we are good to go, good to understand until here. So this is about the introduction of shell. So any doubts until here, please?
No.
Okay, now let's understand. So this is how we're gonna, like, and what is a shell we're gonna understand and why do we know. Now, let's understand shell scripting syllabus. Yeah, creating and executing our first shell script. How do we create? A basic one, nano, correct? So you can give it like nano first shell script dot sh. And how do we exactly start? As I told you, this will be hash. What do we call this as? We have a name for this. HashiBang. Okay. So whenever you write any shell scripting, this is one of the main thing where without this, it doesn't consider this is your shell script. Okay. So what is it we need to check? Let's just put it up here. I'll explain you what is this exactly is about. See, this is the first line that is HashiBang, that is bin bash. So you have to remember this is hash exclamation slash bin slash bash. This is the first line you have to execute. And what is this meaning of hash? Comment, right?
Yeah,
This is
omitting.
a comment. So for comment, what exactly have we type? Hash. So this is my first script. And what I have to type is, hey, echo means what is the command? To write the output. And again, I have to check the date and update of this instance. Okay. This is a very basic shell script that I'm writing it right now. See, shebang. What do we call this? Shebang. It tells Linux which interpreter to use. So then it has to use bin bash. Echo means it will print the text to terminal. Date means it will show the current date and time. Uptime means it will show the uptime and load. So now control enter control X. We have our file right now. Now do LL and check where is our file actually. Yeah. Is it executable right now?
Yes.
How do you make it as an executable script? May I know?
sh.sh is there. So it is.
Okay,
It
shall I
is
execute just like that? Does it have executable permission? Okay, let
no.
me execute. sh shell dot sh. Okay. Am I still getting the output? But did you ever see when it doesn't have executable permission, will somebody will be able to execute it?
No. We have to give
Because
the ID.
last time, yeah. So last time we have experienced a difficulty with one of the file, if I'm not wrong. Correct? Yeah, this is the script. So backup. Correct? I guess Madhu is also aware of it. Last time we didn't give executable permission and we just tried to execute, but we couldn't do it. Why this is getting executed? The reason because this contains very simple commands and no need to fetch or no need to copy files or anything. But here we are copying some files and we are doing some manipulations, right? So that is it. And if you're asking how come this script got executed even without any executable permission, because this I'm just printing something and checking the date and checking the load. I'm not like copying something from some folder and pasting it over there. I'm doing nothing. So, but make sure that you first of all make your script as an executable one. Otherwise, it is not a good use. I mean, it is not a recommended approach. So, how will you make it as an executable script? Sudo chmod plus x. Plus x means executable. So, executable permission for everybody. So that not only me being an ECD user, even anybody will be able to execute the script.
Mm.
You be a root user, you be a user as a Madhu, Prashant, or Vashini. Okay, this script will be executed. And how are you going to execute your script? As I told you, sh your script.sh. So you got the output, that is nothing but hello and your date, and it just check the load average. Right now I don't have any load. Only one user have logged in. Fine, and it is up since 23 minutes. It means as I logged in around 10:03, if I'm not wrong, correct? So after I have
Yeah.
started your classes around 10:05, yeah, around 10:05. So right now it's 10:27. So 10:04 or 10:05, I have logged in into this. I have logged in into this instance. So that is what it is. So now you have understood the basic script, right? How exactly we're gonna run, or what is the other way to execute?
Mm.
Actually, this step was told by Prashant, if I'm not wrong. You can go with sh first shell script.sh, otherwise dot slash first shell. Even then, you will be getting the same output. Okay. So now let me just tell you what exactly this is about. So tips, so I mean, just like that. Comments means for hashtag, for whenever you want to write some comments. And what is this variables means whenever you want to assign the variable. Already we have also seen this. Now what I'll do, name equal to shell users. Now how will I call this variable? Can someone tell me? We have already done this in our Linux. How will you call the variable?
Dollar.
Name, correct?
Yeah.
See, hi, welcome, name. $name is shell users. It's gonna print the variable. I mean the name, whatever been assigned to the variable. Okay, that's about the variable
Here we are
assignment.
not, like creating the variables with dollar, right? Only the calling the time we are
Yeah,
using the dollar. Okay.
yes, only while calling. Right now
Okay.
for the shell, how did I call? Dollar shell, dollar home.
Okay.
Yeah, only while calling you have to give dollar.
No, what
For
Madhu is
creating
saying,
a
another, yeah,
variable,
No
we
need
are
to give.
not using dollar. Okay.
No, 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 no.
Directly we can mention it as a variable name and the comment.
Obviously, yes. Yes. And
Because
arguments right
in
now, yeah, please.
Because in PowerShell scripts we are you mention the dollar
Yeah,
for the variables. Otherwise, it
yes,
will not treat as a variable. That's why I'm
yes.
saying.
That's why it differs from one CLI to another
Yeah,
CLI, because again, PowerShell
correct.
is also CLI mode. Okay. So now itself, I'll not make you understand this first, what is this arguments, okay? Because this is something we'll understand in the terms of positional parameters or something. But again, if you just want to understand what exactly it is about, see, I'll just do one thing. We'll print this, okay? Echo first argument is $1, second argument is $2. That means you can just give it like dot slash first script. What is the name? It is argument 1, argument 2. If at all, if I just make you understand like this, it will not be able to understand, because right now what is exactly argument 1 and argument 2 would call. Okay. So I'll make you understand what is this $1, $2, $3, question mark, exclamation mark, everything I'll tell you in the terms of arguments. Because right now we're gonna go with what is the next concept we have. Mm, Yeah, I have to make you understand this redirection pipe also. Yeah, assigning variables. Yeah, that's what we'll understand one by one. Okay. In the loop, right? Looping construct means until some conditions, like I want to print the numbers from 1 to 100. That means it has to go in a loop. That's where we want to use the loop statement. Then condition means only if that particular file exists, then display some output. Otherwise, don't display. So this is what the condition or looping or arguments will be. And let's understand. Okay. So before that, I want to make you understand what is this redirection pipes and filters. I guess you're able to understand, right?
No, that
Sorry, I didn't
loop,
get you.
that loop and that thing actually
Which one, please?
loop and then conditional statement. I don't know means how it happens. That
What
loop
is that loop
statement.
country?
Loop,
Looping.
loop.
No. I just
Okay.
told you. I have it here. Okay. See, I
Okay.
have to explain you from the basic. I just told you we have something. Looping means right now you want to display the output from 1 to 1000
Okay.
number. Looping means what? You'll be turning around. Like you'll run on a loop. That means you're beating around the bush. You are circling over there until the condition satisfies.
Okay.
So when it's done, when the work is done, it will come out of loop. That means you will loop inside your college until you get your graduation. So once it is done, you are coming out of the college. No worries. Again, I have to explain you two of the concepts only. Then I'll be moving or proceeding further with the next concept. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Already we know about grep, sort also. Correct. I guess unique and WC everything we have done. But let me check. Where do I have one more line here? Yeah, here I do have it. Correct. So cat reading from a file. Already, yeah, writing file. Overwriting for appending. Yeah, I'll just complete that also here itself. For appending. Okay. I'll show you now. Control L. Yeah. So first of all, what is this the meaning of output redirection, or what is single command or double command? Okay, I mean a double greater than symbol kind of. First of all, output redirection. That means it will send an output of a command to a file instead of a redirection. That means, see, when right now I'm typing it as L and I'm getting the output here, right? But I don't want this output to display in the terminal. I want to redirect somewhere. That is called as output redirection. So how will you do? Wait, I'll type it here. Output redirection. That means you have two types. Either you can overwrite or you can append. So for overwrite, what you will do? Single. Append, you will use double. Let's understand what is the difference between these. Now, as I'm giving ls, it is displaying here. I don't want to do that. I want to overwrite to a file called ls.txt. Okay. See, I didn't get the output. Now, I'll view ls.txt. See, I'm getting all the output displayed here. Got it right? What is the meaning of output redirection? Means when you don't want to display here and you want to redirect the output to the file. And what is the content it is having right now? ls.txt. It is having some content, correct? Now what I will do, overwrite. What is the meaning of overwrite? But before overwriting it, I'll show you append. See, you have only until zombie.c, correct? Now I want to add something. That means append. Append means what I will do is, in order to append, I'll type echo hi Varshini. Echo hi Varshini. I want to append it to ls.txt. So now please view ls.txt. See, I got hi Varshini, right? Appending means it will be appended to the last line when you use two greater than symbol. Now let me overwrite. I'll type now hi Madhu. Okay. I'll type hi Madhu and Prashant. And I'll use only single operator. Now can you tell me what it is going to happen? May I know the output? What will be the output? You'll get only hi Madhu and Prashant. Why? Then where are this output? So this means one single operator, one single greater than symbol means it will be overwritten. overwrite something. But when you use double, then it will be appended. So you got the difference, right? What is the meaning of append and overwrite?
Correct.
Yeah.
Now we have one more thing. As I have already shown you in our what is that called as cron job. Where is that file? Let me go there. Linux cron 6th or 7th. I guess I'm 6th. Cron is not here. 7th. It's about storage. 6th. It's not as 5th. Where is the cron job actually? System administration concept. It's not here. Advanced Linux topic is also not here. Yeah, cron tab. Here it is. Okay. See, may I know what is the meaning of this? Okay, let's copy this and put it up here. Yeah, we have third type, which is nothing but redirecting the error output. And the fourth type, redirecting both output and error. So what is the meaning of redirecting error? Okay, now we'll do one thing. Control L. LSABC. Can you see I got an error? But I don't want to display. But I want to redirect this error. What I'll do, LSABC, I want to redirect it to error.txt file. Okay, cannot access. Okay, now for what I have, do I have error.txt? Okay, it's not present at all. LSABC 2 to error.txt. Yeah, now tsweave. Yeah, what is the meaning of 2 then? When you want to log your error, you have to give 2 with the greater than operator. Can you see here? Whenever I want to log an error, like because see right now what it is, a cron job will be scheduled and it has to execute which? It has to execute this script, correct? And what it has to do? It has to log whatever the errors into the log file, and that's where it is, I have written 2. But let me make you understand what it is now. This command 2 greater than 1, that means, see right now we have understood, right? Whatever the error you are getting, I don't want to display here, rather I have redirected it. That means error into error.txt. Now I want to redirect both output and the error. In that case, what I'll do is lsabc greater than symbol to all.txt. 2 is greater than, what is this, dollar and 1. What is the meaning of this?
The output and error log went to that file.
Yeah, but how will I understand?
The 2
It will
and
redirect both normal output and error message to all.txt file. Obviously, yes. Now let's understand what is this lsabc. It will try, and if it usually that abc is not existing, that's why I usually get this error, correct? Like, hey, no such file or directory. Obviously, yes. So what is this greater than all.txt? It will redirect the standard output to the file called as all.txt. I guess I'm already doing this syllabus also.
here
Yeah, this
redirection it comes under single thing or over double greater than the symbol after ABC.
after abc you mean?
Yeah,
It will come
that
with single
symbol
operator.
single operator, not double.
Override, not appending. Okay, when you try to append all your logs, will you be able to understand?
Yeah.
As I told you, single operator means override. You know very well
Yeah.
all.txt is not at all present.
Okay.
Okay,
Whenever we need to
in that
override
case,
the existing one, that symbol. If not, we will go for append.
yes. See, even this single also works, double also works. Double means it's about appending. Single means overwriting. Now, what is the meaning of all.txt? Whatever the error it is present, it will be redirect the output to all.txt. See, if all.txt is already present, it will be overwritten. But if it is not and you want to append, then you give this symbol, it will be appended. Okay, you understood until here, correct? The
Yeah.
meaning. Then what is this 2 greater than and 1? What exactly it happens is, now, sorry if I need to take it right away. Can I mean, I'm already, unknowingly, I'm already doing this concept. Will I proceed further, or will I stop and start from the, like, the basic loop or something? You're able to understand this easier one, right? I mean, this concept. What
So
is the meaning
all,
of append, or what is the
yeah,
meaning of input and output?
up to
See, right now I'm
overwrite
made to
append is
understand.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Override
but
and append, you have understood properly.
yes.
Now I'm also making you explain you about standard input, standard output, and standard error. Like, once I've explained you, even that comes under this. So that is the reason I have taken it, because if not here, then we can understand in the next concept also. Like, once we come with this in this syllabus. Or the reason why I have took, because anyways you have understood for appending and overwriting. So if at all, if I'm making you understand what is this standard input, standard output, and standard error. Or shall I take this concept, like, not today and some other day? You want me to take it no, in the some other day? Because again,
Uh,
when I want to
it
explain
is
you, I have
related
to explain.
to, or if it is comes to related to loop means we need to complete the loop and then come here, right? If it is not related,
No,
we
no, no, no.
can.
It is not at all related. It is very different concept.
Okay.
That's the reason. Let me complete this. Anyways, you have an understanding this overwriting and appending, right? Now I'll make you
Yeah.
understand, like, one by one, what exactly this standard input, standard output, and standard error. See, what exactly it happens is, so right now, you if you okay, appending and displaying is good. Now, if you want to log your error, which is nothing but a standard error or standard output, correct? So what is the meaning
Yeah.
of this? Here, this operator is nothing but standard output, because your output is redirected here. Fine. Then what is the error? This is nothing but you're redirecting the standard error to the same place as the standard output. That means 2 means it is a error output, 1 means it is a normal output. So both output and error messages will be saved in the all.txt. That means whenever you run this file, if you are getting output plus error, then please do, display it. That is what I'm saying.
Okay, if you want only the normal output means no need to mention anything, right?
Just use this operator. Like,
That's enough.
what do you say? LSABC, redirect your
Okay.
output to, see, just like this. Now I want to display this ls, you know that. Now I just to, you want to display the, like, you want to append the output or print the output, then give like this abc.txt, then only the
Hmm.
output will be redirected here.
Okay.
But I
If
want to
once
log
the
error also.
error logs means then we will need to go for two. Hmm.
2 and 1 when you want to append both,
Okay.
but only error, only 2.
Okay.
See, only error, this is the error 1, only error, only 2 greater than symbol. But when you want to output both output and the error, in that case you can go ahead with this, something called as 2 and 1. That means 2 means error output. See, I'm showing you. 2 means error output. Then what is the meaning of 1? 1 means it is a normal output. So what I'm saying is, hey, please do log both output and error message into the same file called as all.txt. You got it?
Okay.
Wait. So any doubt you have, or you want me to repeat?
Fine. It is only to not display in the command, only to in the text file purpose only, right? These commands we will using.
See, yes. On the other, what I have done, to schedule this cron, correct? I want to do it, right?
Yeah.
You know already. I wanted to execute this backup.sh. This is a cron job means what is this command? Actually, at 2 a.m. Correct? Hey, please
Yeah.
execute every day at 2 a.m. What it has to execute? In the cron tab, I have given this command. Then what is this append? Append, right? This operator means append. What it has to append? Please append it to the backup.log. What it has to do? Backup.log. It has to execute both the normal output and error. Means what was the normal output in the cron job? I have said, hey, script got executed perfectly. That is a normal
Correct.
output, right? But
Yeah.
when you get an error stating that some operator is missing, then obviously you will get some error. Then please log both into the same file called backup.log. That is what we call it as log. Am I right? Now let's understand this. I'll make you understand with a good example right away. Now let's create something called as file1. Okay, nano file1. Fine. I'll write a file called file1 and I'll say, hi, I am file1. Hi, I am file1 and I am present. And I am present. Okay, this file is exist right now. You know, right? When I do ls, file1 is present. Am I right? Where is
Yeah.
file1.txt? File1. Yeah, here it is. Okay, I would have given it as file1.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now file1 is present and you know it already. Now, do I have file2 present here?
No.
All right. That means now it has to display an error. Just to do ls file1. See, it is present. But do for ls file2, you're getting some output. You're getting some error. So now this is an error message. This is a normal message. Am I right? Are we good
Yeah.
until here? Now let's combine both the thing. What I'll do is ls file1, but file2 should be should get the output, and I have to log into log.txt to greater than ampersand 1. Now can someone tell me what will be the